chaos and danger. It's always the words people think of when it comes to northern Myanmar, a land of darkness. It makes everyone who hears it shudder. But if northern Myanmar is considered the hell of the world, there is also another place where people are no longer considered human, where everything can be exchanged as a commodity. It's a dead end where there's no escape. You are following the real case, where we learn together the most mysterious cases, the most thrilling stories, and as usual, before we start decoding the mysteries of today's case, please leave a like, a surprise to support us. Thank you very much. Today, we're going to talk about an entrepreneur. His name is Cowboy, from Taiwan. One day, suddenly I got a call from a friend. In the phone, her friend's voice cracked with fear. She cried and told the bartender he was sold to the Kaka area in Myawaddy and now by kidnappers, asking for a huge ransom. Maybe Myawaddy is no longer a stranger to your favorites crime-solving genres and dramatic stories. Myawaddy is located in eastern Myanmar. It's the country's second largest port, along with the northern part of Myanmar. Myawaddy is known as the hell of a scam. He has more than 15 years of experience and working at the Myanmar border. Thailand also has a broad relationship and accumulates some capital, so she quickly brought Theo 170,000 ransom and contact intermediaries. Let them take you to the outskirts of Kaka. However, when we arrive, the bartender waited for 2 hours at the gate, but I still don't see anyone coming. In the heart of a woman, I'm getting a bad feeling more and more. After begging, you finally get to meet someone to manage the area and learn a horrible truth. Her friend was targeted by a buyer from Dubai. This guy paid 5 times as much to own the parts, her body. So an hour ago, your friend was taken on a medical ship. Go to the beach for surgery. When you hear about medical ships at sea, the young man understood that his friend's life, it's gone. Medical ships at sea in Myanmar carrying the symbol 10 Red Order. From a distance, it's going to make people feel like a place of relief. Safety initially. Ship. It's also used for relief at sea. But in fact, it's no longer a place of human relief. Medical ships at sea have become a fraud zone. Popular sites in northern Myanmar. The vast sea is a difficult place to manage. So, criminals here are also very difficult to collect evidence. Medical ships at sea anchored in Myawaddy. They were never on a mission to save lives, as we often think. The opposite. They've become centers of organ trafficking. Although currently, there are already official channels for department reception, bodies from donors, but the number is still very small. Not to mention finding the right parts. It is also very difficult for myself. Every year, there's over 1 million people in line, waiting for the right parts to be saved. Among them, there is no shortage of rich and powerful people who are willing to spend huge amounts of money to buy a suitable part, regardless of their origin. For the very reason, these are transactions on the black market to be the best choice. On the black market, there are only things you can't imagine. There's nothing you can think of. From the corneas to the kidneys or even the skin. As long as the human body, it will be clearly priced. A kidney here, it can be traded at prices up to $65 million. A liver can cost millions of dollars. And of course the rest. They all have different prices. With the rich, what does money mean to their lives? To sustain life, these people do not hesitate. It's a huge amount of money to buy the right parts for yourself. And the origin of these parts comes mostly from pig. Pig. That's how it's called in the online fraud zone in the north Myanmar. These people are not worth using. Everyone knows the scam zone in northern Myanmar, where there is no escape. But for the victims who were arrested, go to this area. This is just the beginning of their suffering. People who are tricked into going to the north Myanmar has no way out of a weekly process. It starts with walking to the dark land. They have completely lost their personal freedom. The sadistic managers here will call them push dogs. If there is any behavior that does not comply with the regulations, they all suffered brutal blows until you reach the limit of fear. Then take the next step. For those who are obedient, the Road North Party will start training them. During this time, we all need to master the techniques and tricks. A scam directed by a superior. When you don't remember or make a mistake, at any time, are also subject to electrical roy and skin roy battles. getting used to the process and methods taught, Pushdog will start the official scam work. To this step, it doesn't mean that the good times have come. Rich dreams with millions of dollars in income. Every day doesn't exist. During the working time, these pushdogs, there's no freedom at all. They will be detained at work. You can only go to the bathroom during the specified time. Their daily duties is to keep calling, find ways to scam money from others. The manager will assign specific tasks to each person, from a few 10,000 to a few 100 million. Performance requirements. This is a nightmare for the victims. If you do not complete the assigned task, they just end up imprisoned and cut off their limbs. In a place where there's no humanity at all. The fate of women, it's a lot worse than pushdogs. Because women are so rare, so they have almost no chance. Escape from the scene of becoming fragrant prey. For the men, beautiful people, people who obey, will be sent to the Entertainment Management Board. But once they get bored, and even beautiful women, they will be sold to others to play with. For women who are beautiful but stubborn, or disobedient, they will be trained. Work with people with average appearance, then pushed to the hall to serve customers. Just walk into this place. Most of the women will suffer from deadly diseases. The last half of life seems there's no hope. What? But that's not the worst outcome. The people here should pray for gratitude. Because at least they still have life to live. There are many people who suffer more than they do. In fact, northern Myanmar, the value of a living person is much higher than taking away body parts. There were rumors online about the victim losing her kidney. They do, but they're not very common here, due to insufficient medical conditions. Because kidney surgery in the human body, we need highly specialized people. They are also at risk 7. Failure due to infection during the procedure. With medical qualifications in the northern part of Myanmar, completely unable to meet standard for this type of surgery. But what northern Myanmar couldn't do, it doesn't mean there's no way. Because the worst victims are when they walk in here, they are no longer human. They become value squeeze commodities. More than in Myanmar, still exists. In a place even scarier than the north. That's Myawaddy. If northern Myanmar is seen as the beginning of the pain, when people lose all their utility value here, they will be sold to Myawaddy, where the cruelties and evils are pushed to the extreme. Make any eye hear through. Must also shudder in horror. When the piglets can't afford to cheat. Not following discipline, their fate was determined in a cruel way. They're considered worthless goods, and sold to Myawaddy for hundreds of thousands of dollars. After coming to Myawaddy, they can feel some peace for a while. At least we don't have to endure violence. But it's all a fake show. Because it only takes 1 million billionaires to find the parts. The body fits them. The pig's life will begin to count down, every hour, every minute. On large offshore medical ships, all the parts in the human body is valued, clear from the fragile skin to the precious internal organs. As long as someone has a need, they will be sold without hesitation, with fluctuating prices, from a few hundred to hundreds of thousands of dollars. When the millionaires and the regional leaders reach a price agreement, medical ship will take the piglets out to the big sea. The sea is hard to control. That's why it's the perfect stage for the horrific criminal activities. Myawaddy is completely different from northern Myanmar. If you pay enough in the north, we can totally save people. Leave this area. And Myawaddy, it's the ultimate destination for Southeast Asian scammers. In the north, there's 10 places to trade with each other. If this area does not need, they can be sold to other areas. In case there is no reception, then the victim will be sent to a medical ship on the high seas, where every value on the human body, they can be exploited to the end. So there's almost no way can survive and be redeemed out of Myawaddy. Once you've boarded a medical ship and set sail, life will enter the final stage. It is rumored that there were dehumanized workers on the medical ship. Do not hesitate to commit atrocities. No one can be compassionate. Give the pigs an injection. Even the victims are conscious. Will try to struggle in despair. So before the surgery started, the selected person will be fixed on the operating table. Feel the blood slowly flowing out. When too much blood is lost, people will gradually fall into a deep coma. So there's no need for anesthesia. It's easy to do the surgery. More blood taken out. It can also be sold for an additional amount. After completing this series of actions, piglets on the surgical curtain, it's like saying goodbye to the world. What's more painful is that even if they've run out of value, the ship owners still don't give them a peaceful ending. All the people who were killed on the medical ship will be thrown into the cold sea, a little pity to forever sink into oblivion. Although there's a lot of scary rumors related to the northern part of Myanmar, and medical ships at sea are widely transmitted by land, but there are naive people who don't pay attention. They think they will be lucky, escape from the dark fate. They don't know that, with Myanmar's rugged terrain and bloody history, long ago, this is a dark place with no way out, where every dream is crushed in a cycle of blood and crime. Northern region of Myanmar, it's covered in majestic mountains and the vast forest. It's a crossroads of many ethnic groups. It's these extreme natural conditions that have transformed the place. It's become a land of conflict, power struggles for 10 years. Next to it, British colonists also adopted Kai policies. It is different for every part of Myanmar. This causes the conflict to escalate, and it's exacerbating the divide. Years 1948 though Myanmar gained independence, but the situation in this country has not diminished. On the contrary, for many different reasons. Myanmar government and armed forces. There are often armed conflicts among the nations. To maintain power and existence, the military forces, local non-stop, look for different sources of income. However, in such a chaotic environment, the usual business methods become impossible. So, the militarists began to come up with dark intentions. Just a job that can make money quickly. They will all proceed. Originally, these people are pushing the legal trade, take advantage of rugged terrain and complex environments. Northern Myanmar, quickly, to become a global center of contraband trade. It's a huge profit for this business, for the military, but later, due to pressure from the international community to ban and appearance of new prohibited goods, has weakened the position of Northern Myanmar in this market. After the market shrank, the military, they have to find other ways of making money. Right now, they want to move towards developing the lottery industry, number and weight bar. However, military leaders in the northern part of Myanmar, accustomed to brutality and barbarism, they can't sustain this industry effectively. At first, there were people who were fooled to spend money at the casinos, but after seeing the security footage, it's easy to pull a gun, just for a word. People are starting to stay away from places, amusement spots and casinos in northern Myanmar. This is the cause, cutting off an important source of income. Right at that time, a group of scammers, it caught the attention of the army chief, the northern region, in the country of China. The reformation against online scam, it's starting to be deployed on a large scale. The cheaters have no way back. Try to hide. They're carrying their property north of Myanmar, due to historical factors. So most of the North Myanmar speaks fluent Chinese. The customs are similar. Even telecommunications networks, also connected from Yunnan, China. Plus, it's in the area. The A is not responsible. So, online scam crime group has chosen this area, make a new area, to see huge profits from phone fraud. The military leaders locally do not miss the opportunity. They immediately signed a deal with the scammer, provide location and protection to support these activities. The profits will be shared equally. The cooperation has facilitated the scam group strong growth, widen the VO range of influence and improve VI clarity of the tricks, from tampering with the institutions of justice, bank courier company by text message, and other types of identities, to the use of social networking applications. Profits from scams, it could be up to 10 billion a year. Yuan, however, this number is still unsatisfactory. The insatiable greed of the Vietnamese military leaders to achieve even more profits. These people have become demons, inhumane. They don't care about human interests anymore. It's not like in northern Myanmar, where scam internet has become a major industry. Myawaddy has emerged with an even darker reputation. It's the world's largest organ trafficking center, to collect huge profits. Every year, there are countless victims from countries like China, Thailand, and Laos fall into the trap of this black market. Myawaddy is not just a place on a map. It's a symbol of brutality and greed, where humanity is buffeted in a spooky light of profit. This problem has been around for a long time, for those who dream of a good life. When deceived and caught in the snares of the North Myanmar, they quickly realized that there's no such thing as cake falling from the sky down. Behind the attractive promises, there are often traps. It makes people die. To protect ourselves, it's important to be vigilant. Never believe in promises. You don't need work and you can be rich. There is only genuine labor, new to deliver sustainable results. And greed and innocence can lead to tragic consequences, or even lose your life. Always mention, be wary of promises that are too good. And remember that life never gives no one anything. So today's story is over. Before saying goodbye, 5 Real Cases team wants to send a pair. My message to you is, stay alert with caution. Before the temptations, about wealth. No labor required, there is no path to success without going through difficulties and efforts. Don't let the dreams go away, lead you down a dark path, where wrong decisions can be exchanged with a whole life. Thank you for listening, and accompany today's story. I wish you wisdom and peace at all times. See you in the next videos. Hello.